Hello and welcome to another, this time it will be a week in the life of a bikini competitor who's on prep. So I have officially started my 2025 prep 2 days ago. Today is a Wednesday. It's the 9th of April. I am going to go and have some blood tests, and I'm going to take you along with me for that. So when it comes to blood tests, whether you are assisted, natural, whether you are competitor or not, I cannot stress the importance of blood tests to check everything is okay. If you've been feeling a little bit funny, even if not, checking how things are looking in regards to your health from inside out is so important. So I'll definitely highly recommend that you do that. Now, before we go, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to my page. Any little support helps in order for me to continue going with this page, continue with this channel. So yeah, Peach is loving life with her ball. Unfortunately, she's going to have to stay home, and I'm going to get going and go for my blood test.
In the 1960s, researchers were trying to figure out how...
I'm just on my way to Huddersfield for my bloods to E-Val blood analysis. I think that's what they're called, E-Val. I know it's E-Val for certain. Now, I'm listening to a podcast as well. It's a Huberman Lab podcast called Transform Your Mental Health with Diet and Lifestyle with Dr. Chris Palmer. It's very interesting so far, to be honest. They're going over essentially the importance of mitochondria in your body. So if you don't know, mitochondria essentially is what creates energy in your body, in your cells. And just talking about dopamine and like how to look after the health of mitochondria, what sorts of things kind of affect it negatively as well. Very interesting. But yes, I'm going to get my bloods done. It's a bit bumpy. I'm going to have my blood work. Why am I doing my blood tests now? Essentially, we are starting my prep literally 2 days in. And it's very important that as an athlete, I see where things are at. Unfortunately, bodybuilding preps are not healthy. Especially that last stage of bodybuilding prep where body fat levels are very low. It's not healthy and it's not sustainable, and having an understanding as to where things are at before you start and then seeing where things are at later on further into prep can give you an understanding as to what needs to be addressed and what sort of maybe supplementation needs to be incorporated. So could just be normal health supplementation if you're like a natural athlete, or other supplementation if you are assisted. What things need to be supplemented in order to keep your body feeling as great as you can. That doesn't mean, that implementing certain things should be just done on the whim. That's why we do those bloods, to make sure everything is feeling great, looking great, and in order for you to be able to continue progressing through that prep. Now, I'm going to have my blood tests now. As I've mentioned, doing blood tests further into prep is very important as well. So we've spoken about doing them in June. I can't remember how many weeks into prep that is. I think it's about 13 weeks into my prep. We're going to be doing another set of bloods to see if anything has shifted at all, anything has changed at all, and again, if there's anything that we need to adjust in order to keep me feeling as good as we can for as long as we can, and obviously then look after my health properly as well. So I've got about half an hour left to Huddersfield. I'll probably show you as to what my blood test looks like. I'm not sure if everyone's going to be super keen on that, but I'm taking you along for the day with me, so there's nothing to hide, everything gets shown.
And it's about what you'd have to eat, what most people eat, the dosages used in mice, but you have to...
So I have just gotten to E-Val. You can probably see. There we go. I've just gotten to the HQ. I'm going to have my blood test. We'll see where things are at. are all done. I've got my plaster and I've done really well. I didn't get a good job sticker, but you know, we've made it. So the results usually take about 2 days, I think, or so. What is great about E-Val is they have a look at your results, and any sort of abnormal readings, they give you a little bit of a write up as to why could that be it. You have like a little interview before your blood test so they can get a bit of an idea as to, you know, what's what, you know, if you are assisted, for example, if you are an athlete, what sort of health supplementation you take, what's your health history like, so that they are able to interpret those results. And rather giving you like a, you know, just a box standard, here's what a high result, here's what a low result might mean. They give you that, but they also interpret it going based on, you know, maybe your history of this, I knew that this could be why things maybe are a little bit out of whack. So E-Val, they have clinics all over the UK in many different places. They have a mobile clinic with obviously this that they've got. So they are around different places in the UK, a lot of different gyms. So have a look. I'm sure you'll be able to find where they might be near you, but I would highly recommend them. The amount of care that they put into their business, and obviously, like I said, you know, the interview and everything that they do before taking your blood tests with you, to make sure that they are able to provide you with the right information so that you are actually able to go away from your blood results and have an idea as to what you need to do. So even if you don't have a coach, you have interpretation there. If you don't understand blood results, you are able to go, right, okay, I think I know what this means. I know what I need to do from that. Is so useful. So yeah, I would highly recommend E-Val. I've just gotten home and I just need to crack on with work, to be honest. It's been one of those mornings. It was quite busy. I was cracking on with work. I have actually put out my first YouTube video. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Please subscribe. Yeah, I am just going to crack on with work, have some food. I was going to garden a little bit, but the weather isn't fantastic. It's gotten a little bit cloudy and cold, so I reckon I'm just going to do some jobs around the house. Here's a top tip for you. If you need to get your steps done, and it's one of those days where maybe you are at home, maybe it's the weekend, you don't want to go out, maybe the weather is absolutely rubbish, the best way to get your steps in is to do some chores around the house. Not only is your house going to be cleaner, you're going to declutter, and decluttered environment is always a nice environment to spend time in. But yeah, you're going to pick up a lot of activity and so steps as well by just doing what needed to get done. So win-win. I know it's sometimes one of those things where you just, can't be bothered to put things away, can't be bothered to do the washing or washing up or to hoover. But trust me, that is a fantastic way to get things done and feel super productive. Plus tick off some of those boxes that you might be getting from your coach to hit on a daily basis. So today is Thursday. I have actually just pulled up to the gym. I'm going to train lower body. So my session today is hip thrust with some myo rep sets. Absolutely nasty stuff. I'll show you how I crack on with those. Followed by hyper extensions, front foot elevated split squat, glute bias leg press, and then abduction and adduction. I've done some work this morning. I've had a very productive morning, but yeah, it's time to smash legs now. Cannot wait. I'll take you along with me, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good one. The sun is out. Let's go. So when I say I have parked up at the gym, I mean I have parked down the road. And here's an absolutely amazing hack for you. If you need to get steps done, if you've got a step target during your day, literally park a little bit further away. So I have parked further away just now, walking to the gym, and that's going to allow for me to get my steps done without even having to think about it. Hack. Flipping heck. I'm absolutely knackered. I am just in my car. I'm going to have my post-workout and get back to some messages, do a little bit of work, drive home and crack on with everything else. But yes, we've got my cream of rice already in here. Sometimes I eat in the gym, sometimes I eat at home, but I'd rather just eat right after I've trained. But it's a little bit more quiet in here so I can actually get back to some messages. So I'll do that, drive home, listen to a podcast on the way home. And yeah, it was a great session. Really, really good session. A very sweaty one, as you can see by the stage of my hair. But yeah, it was great. I ended up jumping in on some exercises with Jem. And we ended up spotting each other, which was quite nice. But yeah, fabulous first lower 2 session of prep. Hello, so today is Friday, and it's actually 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon. And oh gosh, what a whirlwind this morning has been. So we've had our first lot of the Empower Movement Challenge check-ins. So if you don't know, I'm an online coach. I coach for a coaching brand called MK Coaching. So it's a brand owned by Cuba Sylvester Chelen and his beautiful wife, Megan, who's a top 15 figure Olympian, by the way. They're both IFBB pros, and I'm very, very lucky to be working with them as one of their coaches. So I work with majority lifestyle clients, some first timers as well, which is super, super exciting. But this year we have started something new, which is the Empower Movement Challenge. It's a 12-week challenge, giving people an opportunity in 12 weeks to transform their life, set out some new goals for themselves, whether that is fat loss, whether that is getting stronger, building more muscle, whatever it is that they want to do, and we support them on that journey. Essentially give them a taster for what coaching is like with us. So we've had our first lot of check-ins for the challenge today. We've started on the challenge just under 2 weeks ago, and what incredible progress everyone has been making. You know, we've got people coming from all sorts of different backgrounds with different sorts of amount of experience when it comes to training, nutrition, that side of things. And it's so great to see how everyone is cracking on. Really amazing. By the way, we will be doing another Empower Movement Challenge, so if you are interested, I will drop a link below as to how you can stay up to date and be the first one to know for how you can sign up for the next one that we will be launching slightly later this year.
Peachy, are you going to be doing the Empower Challenge? Are you going to do the Empower Movement Challenge and lick my hands? Yes, okay. Perfect.
Got Will here, just had my weekly massage, something that we do on a regular basis. If you are, thank you for that, Peach. If you are local to Barnsley, Rotherham area, essentially that sort of South Yorkshire area, Will is the man to go with Primed Recovery Hub that he's got in Barnsley. So definitely hit them up. Exactly, I'll put a link in the bio, but yeah, that's something that we do on a regular basis, something that I have every single week, which I have noticed a massive difference in my recovery. And essentially I pay Will to beat me up on a regular basis, so which is absolutely amazing. But no, it's been huge when it comes to how I feel in between my sessions, so I would highly recommend. Hit the guy up. Today is Saturday. What did we do last night, Gaz?
Watch 6.
Did you like it?
Oh shit, Taco got out. What the fuck? Taco's just been outside.
Taco.
Right. Take 5.
Take 5. What did we do last night, Gaz?
Watch 6.
How was it?
Good.
We went to cinema last night to watch 6, the musical. I've actually seen the actual musical itself, but Gaz hasn't. So I took him to the cinema to watch the recorded version of that. I really enjoyed it. Well, I really like the musical as it is. So, you're right there. Outside. Should just ran in and ran outside. But considering all of that, we also went to Lego, and Gaz got himself some bits. He got himself some Formula One cars. So we've got a Ferrari and we've got the Mercedes ones. He got one the other day. Was it McLaren? I think it was. Well, I have also got myself something as well. That is a big box. That is one big box. I may have bought a big Lego set, which I will share with you, of course, if you want me to. Let me know. Let me know in the comments whether you'd like to see as to what it is that I got. But yeah, I just absolutely love Lego, and it's one of those things that I actually enjoy doing to take my mind off things. So one thing about me, I really, really struggle to switch off. Genuinely can't do it. If I'm watching a film, I will be fidgeting, I'll be doing something, and doing Lego allows for me to really occupy myself and do something and literally not have to think about other things, because otherwise my mind can just run wild. So it's just a perfect thing for me to do in order to switch off and have some downtime for myself. So I've been doing a few little different bits with Lego. I've actually got quite a lot of different Lego bits, and I got myself some plants the other day. So I've got these cute little things here, for example, that I need to put up in my office. Oh, how cute. Also, how cute is that? Look at it, it's so little. But yeah, I got myself a really big Lego set, and it's the nerdiest thing that you have ever seen. So here's a little look into what I am like as a person outside of bodybuilding. I'm gonna be busy. So I bit the bullet. Peach. I bit the bullet and I bought myself a big Lego kit. I absolutely love Lord of the Rings, and Peach wants to be the centre of attention right now. Now we will see how long this takes me to put together. Until I am absolutely buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. Are you buzzing, Gaz? He's there with his Formula One cars, and Peach is just being very, very dramatic, wanted to be the centre of attention, as usual. I just got Frodo though, with the ring.
Yeah, I've gone with that.
Mr. Frodo! So this is what we're looking like. Literally I think this is going to be the molten sort of base. And that is bag one done. So we've got Mr. Frodo with his ring. I've actually got 2 spare rings as well. But there he is on his little ledge, ready to throw it in. And we've got a base plate. Hello everyone. So today is Monday. I lost track of days, but today is Monday. Yesterday I trained lower body. We were planning on going for a slightly longer walk with Peach, but the weather wasn't as good yesterday for some reason, and I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely knackered after my session earlier on. I did a load of check-ins this morning, I did some work, I actually dropped my car off for an MOT, which is not going too well, so there's that. I'm just waiting on some food, so whilst I've got literally 10 minutes or so to wait, I'm doing a little bit of Lego to de-stress. Rather than starting something and stopping halfway through, I thought, you know what, I need a little for a minute. So that's why I've decided to do this, de-stress, not think about the car situation for a short while, and yeah, just wait for food and focus on something else. Now, I have been dieting a whole week today, and even though initially I saw a really, really lovely drop in weight, was it last Wednesday? I had the rest day. Unfortunately, the time of the month is going up for me, and I always notice my body weight starting to fluctuate a little bit at that time. So I've not had a new low. It's kind of come up a little bit, then it's come down. But yeah, we'll see what the weight is like tomorrow after a full day of resting. And Peach is throwing herself at the window to come in, so I beg, let her back in. What's this, Peach? Sit. Sit. Is a new toy. Yeah. Take. Is it a new toy? Is it a new toy? Do you like it? Do you like it? I think she does. Hello, I hope everyone is doing well today. Today is, what is it? Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I have actually had a super busy morning. So I have trained nice and early this morning. It was a lower 2 session. It was a little bit of a hard one with the monthly cycle being here, you know. All the ladies will understand the struggle. But yeah, got that done, got ready, got everything that I needed to get sorted. I've got a little bit of a Wednesday moment going on right now just because I didn't manage to get my hair sorted. I managed to wash it, and that was as far as I went. I kind of dried it and I just put it in those plaits to try and control it a little bit. So I'm going to take those out in a bit. But I am on my way to Manchester right now. I'm going to see my friend as we are going to a gig, which is super exciting. We're going to see, I'm not sure if you can see, Ghost, which is literally one of our favourite ever bands. This is the first night of their tour, so it's going to be a great one. Unfortunately, it's one of those where you have to put your phone away for the gig. Never been to one like that before. You have to put it in a little pouch that you can't open. So that's going to be an experience. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get any sort of footage, any photos done at all, but it's still going to be a great night nevertheless. The traffic is pretty bad, so I am running a little bit late. I hope she doesn't mind. She lives in Manchester, so it's not going to be an issue for her. She's going straight from work, but I'm just trying to make my way over there now. I have to go over the moors, essentially in between Yorkshire and Manchester. There's these moors, and there's essentially just pretty much just one road that goes through it. So it's nice and scenic, but it's one of those that if things go wrong on this road, yeah, you tend to be stuck in traffic for quite a bit. Funny story, actually. I'm literally looking at a hill that once, when I first was driving to go and see her after moving to Yorkshire, I used to live in Derby, but first time after moving to Yorkshire, it was snowing and I didn't know this route at all. I was just following sat-nav and it was telling me one road is shut, which is the one that I'm on now, and it was telling me to go another route which was going over the moors and joining this further down. Well, little did I know that I will get stuck in snow on the top of this bloody hill. I used to have a 4x4 car as well, and yeah, it just wasn't going anywhere because it was just ice. It just wasn't moving. I was just stuck in absolutely horrendous snow situation. I thought people are going to drive into me because everyone kept just like rolling down this hill. Oh, it was traumatic. Gaz ended up having to come and get me in his car, which I'm in right now. And him, together with some 2 women, managed to get me out and get me to turn around and go back home. Yeah, so here's a story about how I just got stuck in snow at one point. But yeah, super looking forward to tonight. I've got my food with me. I'm going to eat in the car, like my 4th meal of the day, just before I park up. I'm going to park up at my friend's house and just get a tram into the city. So we're going to do that, enjoy my gig, and I've left myself 1 meal to have just before I drive back home. My friend offered for me to stay, but to be honest, I'd rather just get home and just get cracking with my day tomorrow. So yeah, I've left myself 1 meal to have after the gig because I know I'm going to be absolutely starving, so I can have that before I drive back home, and that will be the day done. I hope you can hear me, but I couldn't bring my camera with me, so iPhone footage it is. I just got to Victoria. I'm going to go find my friend who's been an absolute trooper to go and hold the line for us, which apparently is absolutely horrendous. But as I got here a little bit late, it is what it is. So it's a little bit busy, so I'm going to get cracking. I'm just vlogging because, you know, YouTube. We're just waiting to go in. Soon I'll have to put my phone away. Yeah, it should be good. There's no support act today, so I think it'll be a relatively quick one. But how many times have you seen Ghost now?
This is my 17th time.
I think it's my 5th. 17th time.
17.
The OG. The OG. But yeah, should be good. Hello. Can you hear me? Wait. Can you hear me? I had really, really great plans of filming after the gig yesterday, but I'm not going to lie, I was in a slightly foul mood. Don't get me wrong, the gig itself, absolutely incredible. What a show. I've got to say that us having our phones locked away for the whole show was really nice, because people were actually taking in what was happening. They were taking in the music, taking in the performance. You know, we were standing. I didn't have to look over people's phones. You know, I wasn't all of a sudden seeing someone's text message and kind of getting distracted about, oh, what did Karen say? There was none of that. Yes, people's hands and heads were in front of me, but it doesn't matter. It was a really, 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 really great one. I think it'd be nice to see more gigs like this, because let's be real, like when you record little clips, I'm one for maybe taking a few pictures and recording a couple of clips, like short clips, so I can look back on in the future. How often do I actually look back on them? Plus they've got professional photos taken, so I can always go and see them from the gig. So that was that, but after the gig, just my luck. Typical, I was queuing to get a top. I wanted to get a t-shirt. I always love getting the tall t-shirts from the gigs that I go to. Great cardio tops. And literally, when I tell you, I got to the front, I asked the girl to give me the top that was hanging up. They literally had just one size left. And I was like, I'll have it. I can fit into that. I'll have it. Because she was a little bit slow, another girl started unpinning it and I didn't get it. And they had another top. And I said, right, I'll just have that one. And she's like, oh, okay. And she was being slow. So two tops. Got taken. Literally, they were just within reach and they were gone. If I didn't manage to get there in time, they sold out, I wouldn't have been annoyed. But literally, as I asked her because she was a little bit slow. I didn't get them. I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. So it's probably something that I'm just not going to let like live down for a very, very long time. And I'm not going to another one. So I'm just gutted, absolutely gutted. Hopefully they'll have some left after the tour so I can get it. But yeah, if anyone is going to see Ghost during the store, can you please get me a tour top, please? Thank you. But anyway, we got back, had my last meal at my friend's house, had a cup of tea, and I drove back. So didn't get a huge amount of sleep this morning. However, I got what I needed to get done this morning work-wise, and I had a little nap and I'm feeling much, much better for it. But today is Wednesday and that is my week complete. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've taken a little bit away from this week. We've had a lot going on, some epic training sessions, blood tests, spots massages, gigs. So yeah, if you liked what you saw in this video, please like, share, subscribe most importantly, and leave me a comment. What would you like to see from me next time? Obviously, I've shared a little bit of what my life looks like right now that I am on prep. I've just realised I've not spoken about my check-in. But you know what? That's going to be the next video. So you'll have to come back for the next one because I got my check-in back today. So yeah. Share, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and look out for the next video. See ya.